In the case of pulses, you have 2 leaves. In the case of lupins here, you've got these 2 leaves here, which aren't true leaves. That's the actual seed that's split in half. That's actually come through the ground. So that's the epigeal emergence. All the rest are hypogeal, including canola. There are other beans that do have the same emergence factor as that. The basal leaves in here, they're very hard to see. In fact, I'd have to put my glasses on to see them.
Small, there are some there.
Yeah, there are some there, and like I said, they're not true leaves. So in other words, that there is at what stage? It's got 1, 2 internodes. That stage.
You can see them better on the chickpeas.
Yeah, the chickpeas you can again see it's about 2 internodes, or 2 nodes, not internodes. The internode is between the nodes, and that field pea there again is about 2. Although that could be a basal leaf there, it may not, that may be just all it does. It usually doesn't grow a true leaf. And these lentils, the same again, there is some little basal leaves there at the bottom. As we go further up here, and it's interesting with fava beans, most of the branches will come from the bottom. And with chickpeas, we have what we call the first order and second order, and predominantly with lupins, which I'm more familiar with, we have first order and second order. In other words, you've got an initial branch that comes out, which is the first order, and then upon that branch there may be another germination of another branch, which is the second order. And in a really good crop, such as 2010, that really wet year, because lupins love wet weather, there was crops that were actually producing grain on the second and the third order, which is very rare. So you've got the main stem, which is the primary, and with lupins and quite often with pulses, there's not a lot of pod set on the primary. It's usually on the first order or the second order, those branches. Quite often, if a lupin crop's sown late, and I say late would be late May, quite often it will set more pods on the primary, because it's probably warmer conditions, and then probably it may set on the first order on the first branches, but probably won't get to the second or third. So it's limiting its, and that's probably why it's so crucial that lupins are planted early, because they just don't have that chance to develop, and very similar with fava beans. Our lupins have started to drop their seed. And you can then just see that, what I call the basal leaf, which is not counted. It's the same in the fava beans. You can start to see here basal leaves, but you will also start to see they're probably starting to develop branches out of the axis here. There'll start to be a branch come out of there. Certainly with the lentils, I think that is already happening. You'll see, yep, there's branches starting to come out.